Good morning all. Paul from CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Wednesday morning, May 28th. We are looking at Window Trader's market profile of the SNQ. I want to go over something this morning. I think it's very important. A lot of people misunderstand. Let's talk about overnight inventory. Okay. First, we said yesterday, wouldn't mind if the market did some consolidation after that tremendous move it had yesterday. But if I was a bull, I would certainly not want to get anywhere near the lower distribution, right? Or half back, because that would bring value down and that would be a little bit too much consolidating on my part. We were a triple distribution day, right? Same in NQ. But look where we traded down to so far this morning, right? The overnight, right below the upper distribution, but above the middle distribution, okay? Same with NQ. Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, the overnight is short, right? When you first look at it, it is, no doubt. But again, this is what we talk about in the trading room and everything else. Is it truly short, or was a lot of that selling below settlement yesterday, at least in the overnight, a combination of longs getting out and some shorts? Remember, you could have longs getting out that have been long since the lower distribution. They're still making money on this. You could have longs that have been long throughout all this volume, right? The 39% is the purple, 1% is the yellow, and maybe they're getting out for break even. Now, of course, there are some shorts. There's no doubt. We'll never know the exact percentage, but to say, well, below settlement, we're short 95%. I don't think that's a great way to look at it, and you're not putting it into context. I also believe that whoever was actually shorting this overnight, once they realized they couldn't push it any lower, below, basically into the middle distribution, what happens? Well, whoever was long that sold is done, and the shorts can't push anymore. Well, guess who's pulling this back up? It's short covering. So even a lot of this volume below settlement are shorts covering from last night. So again, that's why a lot of times, right, come 9:30, we might say, yeah, the market is 80% short in the overnight. But please put that into context. Because if you don't, people will just expect this market to go, okay, here we go. We're going to go get the overnight high right away because the overnight's short. When that simply isn't true a lot of the time. Please keep that in mind. I think it's important. Now, I do think consolidation would be a bit healthy, right? We continually go up on poor structure, gaps, trend days. It's just nonstop, and then they take them all back in one or 2 days. So again, a little consolidation this morning at least wouldn't be unhealthy to shake out some of the weaker longs and maybe bring in some stronger ones. The daily's a balance. I am going to use that entire balance that we spoke about last night. I'm not going to use Wednesday's high in ES. I'm using the highs from the previous balance high. I think that's the best thing to do, which is the monthly high of 87.50. Okay? That's my balance high in ES. And then now in NQ, it's a lot closer. It's 58.50. So NQ balance rules could certainly come into effect this morning. All right? As far as the game plan, again, value highs basically at yesterday's highs yesterday. So that's why I think it's critically important if you're a bull to get the overnight high, because if you do, then you have better odds of having at least overlap in a higher value. If you do not get the overnight highs, then value is going to probably be, most likely, unchanged. Okay? And then we can get that consolidation we're talking about. So those are important things early on. Again, you want to know exactly what the game plan is. Join this trading room, and at 9:15 we start banging out both scenarios, bull and bear. Chart-wise, I never fixed that daily. The daily is balanced, but more importantly, it's holding the gap. That's a wrong low on Thinkorswim. So we are still holding the gap, but instead of using last Wednesday's high as my balance high, I am going to use May 19th. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing to this channel. Good luck trading today, and we'll recap at 4 p.m.